Hello, everybody. Welcome to the review from Izzy Said Megascape on YouTube. It is 10:42 p.m., February 26, 2023. Just left the movie theater not too long ago after watching the Christian-based film titled Jesus Revolution as inspired by true events starring Joel Courtney, Jonathan Romy, and Kelsey Grammer, telling the story of Pastor Chuck Smith, Lonnie Frisbee, and Greg Lowry, who all got together in a collaborative effort into structuring a movement that was essentially called the Jesus Revolution of converting hippies within the late 60s and early 70s structure of to Christianity. It became this worldwide historical global phenomenon that is still going to this very day. Um, when I saw the trailer for this film, my immediate reaction was this is something that seems unique, different, refreshing, comforting. I have to watch it. Bought my ticket and sat down to watch it, and needless to say, everything that I can envision about the 70s, well, the hippie movement, especially conversations that I can remember having with both my parents of how much there's a true sense of envy within me, the fact that they got to experience the whole atmosphere, the music, the Woodstock festivals, watching Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, Jefferson Airplane, The Doors, the Vietnam War, and then when we landed on the moon, all those historical events essentially are incorporated within this Christianity movement called Jesus Revolution. Needless to say, watching the film, it really gave me this perspective as if I was right there in the middle of this movement, that I was in the 70s. One thing that is very noticeable with the filming structure is the format of how it's presented, almost as if you're watching it on an 8 millimeter film, where it seems very old timey. Everything from the fashion, the bell bottom jeans, the peace sign logos, the dialogue with the hippies, everything was so solidified, unified, and very comforting for me personally. The acting performances with Joe Courtney, Jonathan Romy, and Kelsey Grammer was just fascinating, absolutely charming, heartwarming, emotional, and there's a lot of conflict within this story too. Is the fact that those who truly believe that they're called upon to bring people together in a harmonious sense don't understand that sometimes there is going to be conflict in terms of wanting to do the right thing. And the fact that they were doing the right thing and it's still going today shows how truly powerful the human connection could be when it comes to bringing everybody together. And the fact that Pastor Chuck Smith took a chance and invited random strangers into his congregation, and it just grew from then on out. One of my experiences with the church is after moving from Edwards Air Force Base, California, we moved to Shaw Air Force Base, Sumter, South Carolina. Afterwards, I was in a very deep depression. Walking on the base one night, I remember passing through a church, and the church happened to be closed. And my question to both my parents was, how come the church isn't open 24/7? Especially for those who are in absolute need of some guidance or perspective as to whatever it is that they need to do with their lives, or maybe they just feel lost. And that's how I felt. So the fact that he decided that he's going to use his church for the betterment of humankind and spreading the word of the gospel was very truly emotional and inspiring, and it gives people a sense of how what it means to not essentially be a hypocrite when it comes to their religious standing. Kelsey Grammer, in my opinion, has the absolute most memorable lines in the film, with his facial expressions and the fact that he has the proper balance of being assertive, charming, compassionate, and humorous at the same time. He plays the role of Pastor Chuck Smith wonderfully. You have Jonathan Romy, who, my understanding, he portrays Jesus in the show The Chosen. Haven't had a chance to watch it. Most likely we'll get a chance at some point. He plays Lonnie Frisbee, who is very much this, almost like this metaphorical metaphorical sense of Jesus Christ, having the same type of look, the very familiar look of Jesus Christ, along with the hippie clothing, does a wonderful job as well. You have Joel Courtney playing Greg Lowry. He does a marvelous job as well, capturing the sense of being confused, tortured, and once he finds his calling, he becomes a lot more freer. And I have to say, marvelous. I mean, everyone involved is on the top of their game. There's wonderful chemistry of everybody, and my personal favorite, other than the message itself, was the music. I loved hearing Janis Joplin and Jimi Hendrix and seeing the Woodstock festivals. I mean, everything that you have read about when it comes to the hippie movement is right there in front of you on the big screen, and I loved every single second of it. It made me feel I was right there. And if if a time machine was able to be built, that's exactly where I would want to go, and that is the hippie movement. I highly recommend this film. I don't believe you could go wrong with it. You don't necessarily have to be a strong, committed Christian to even watch it or enjoy it. It's a wonderful film in and of itself, and I do recommend it. I'm gonna go ahead and say that it's a 10 out of 10, 2 thumbs up. Very inspiring, emotional, heartwarming, a much needed breath of fresh air given what we've experienced for the last 2 to 3 years. This is the type of film that I hope continues to receive some form of popularity, because it definitely has to be watched and recommended. Let me know in the comment section what you thought about it. Visit my Discord and my Facebook if you're interested in having a conversation. Spread the word to your friends and family. If you're interested in my work, hit the subscribe button below. And next review that will be coming up is going to be Creed 3. Hope you guys remain safe and take care, and peace out.